This is number 7 of 21 days, 21 bars, although it's now going to be 21 weeks, 21 bars on this week's Think Share.
Good morning, world. As my head twirls, pink isn't just for girls, has nothing to do with makeup and curls. Just right now, we're talking about clouds. Pink clouds. Just now, I'm wondering how we rubberneck for accidents, cops pulling people over with too dark of tints, but we don't slow down to see a sky full of beauty and bliss. There's just so much that we miss. What if we took our attention and flipped rather than David Muir tonight? Let's take our brains back and tired to fight all the negativity they want us to hear that creates cynicism and fear, making you want to grab a beer, calling it a day, saying the end is near? Nah. What news do we really want to hear? Is the world really as bad as it appears? They say we only use a little part of our brain. To our dismay, they got their facts straight. Think about when you're in pain. Where does your focus remain? On all the parts that are sprained or the rest of the parts unfazed? Just because the injury talks loud and frequently doesn't mean you can't enjoy the rest plentifully. Resentfully, we get enraged about the felt change, shouting, hey, joints aren't supposed to work this way. We never really get what's at stake. This is our mind that we should be able to control every inch of. We should be able to control it and use it to love. We could be able to enjoy life to the point where we need to pinch us. We could stop that fear from gassing up and just go electric like Musk. We get problems of more than one. The main must is to build trust that really what we want is to give hugs. We can start on it with more than luck. I'm sick of people being straight cynics. What if we were to start every day positive, considering every night what were our lessons? Then count up not 2 but 10 blessings. Yeah, your mind would be hella changed up. The question is whether you will put in the work enough that it'll be worth it. Enjoy those pink clouds. Just look at them.
Hey humans, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a poem that I wrote in the car ride. I spoke it into Siri. It was actually, so what you saw was some pink clouds. One of the ideas that someone shared with me once was that it's always surprising that people stop and stare at a breakdown in traffic, like a car accident or something, and they'll like freak out and they'll slow down, and then all of a sudden you look ahead of you and it's like wide open. But you never see that for like a beautiful sunset. Like you never see people stopping on the side of the road or like slowing down because all of a sudden a beautiful sunset or sunrise is like in front of them. And I think it's so interesting. I think it was Eckhart Tolle actually from one of his Power of Now or New Earth books that he talked about. People are always indulging in the pain body, which is this part of our ego, part of our subconscious that really is interested in people's pain or in pain in general, but not interested in good things. So part of me writing that was, so I finished off the poem. So if you can see right now I'm in a sling. I dislocated my shoulder in a ski. I was trying to go over one of the little jumps, got ahead of myself and dislocated my shoulder in a ski jump. But there was a moment when I was really in pain in the hospital. Had to wait about 2.5 hours for it to get put back in its socket. And you know, I was trying to practice one of my meditation things that I did last summer, which was to try to pay attention to some part of your body that's not in pain. So as this was screaming at me, I was trying to say, hey shoulder, like I hear you, I get that you're there, I know you're upset, but I want to pay attention to my right wrist right now, because there's nothing wrong with my right wrist. And I'm just going to enjoy the fact that my right wrist is not in pain right now. It's normal. I think a lot of people don't pay attention to the normal or positive things. They don't take that moment to like stop and smell the roses, right? To appreciate the positive things that are around them or in their bodies when they're there. Instead, we really focus on the negative when that is the loudest thing possibly in our ear. So what I'm sort of inviting you guys to do is consider those moments when there is something beautiful that you can appreciate. When there is something negative like a dislocated shoulder or a traffic backup or an accident, like, you know, or a bad part of your life, like you can often look at those other parts of your life that are positive. When meditation retreat last year, they always talk about that thing like, we only use 10% of our brains. Really what they're pointing at and what the explanation of that phrase was during the meditation retreat was that we're often focused on something like pain when there's 90% of the rest of our body that is not in pain, and we never pay attention to the not painful parts. We never pay attention to the part that is not in pain. So just consider that. When you're in pain, you can actually try to focus on something else. I actually noticed when my pain kind of subsides when I focus on other things. So I've been trying to keep myself busy the past couple of days, meant like exercising my brain so that I'm not focused on some of the pains of the shoulder. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you can take this message, use it positively in your life, or forward to someone that you think might be able to enjoy, appreciate, or use this message. If you liked it, give it a like. If you dislike it, give it a dislike, or give me a comment what you didn't like about it, or argue that I'm wrong or something. If you'd like this and you want more, I invite you to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these. It's not going to be daily. I think I'm going to stick with Thursday or Fridays to get my feet back under me, kind of. Daily just was too much and I couldn't really handle it. But I kind of like this format where I just start out with a poem and then kind of talk about it. And it's like the old Think Share from last year that's 4 minutes coming after the poetry piece, which is what I've just really been enjoying the past couple months. So thank you for listening. Thank you for my supporters being there for me. Thank you for bringing me the all positivity that you do. And thank you to the haters for making me relevant. Love y'all. As always, stay mindful, keep meditating, and stay weird, humans.